What's up, guys? Thy Big Vic back here to speak with you today. I want to just touch on a few things. This one's getting along the serious side of things once more. I'll try to make it quick. I'll try to make it simple so I'm not dragging you out. But I just want to touch on happiness within yourself and how to go about getting that from what I've learned. Not that this is anything for you to take off and go, I'm going to go down the same path as him. This is more along the lines of a confession and admittance of myself. This holds myself accountable. I realize that. I watch these videos that I make over and over again to reassure myself what track I want to be on. What I'm getting at is once I finished high school, my mum told me to do something with my life. I can't just finish high school and have a year off like other people were. What is there to take a year off from? I mean, you're studying, you're learning. Just because you do 12 years of consecutive school doesn't mean that you need any particular time off. That's just not the way it works. That was ignorant of me to think like that. Not that I thought about that deeply, but it was still an ignorant thought against myself. What I mean by that is I went straight into personal training, into South Bank Institute of Fitness. No, South Bank TAFE. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, personal training at South Bank TAFE. I got my Cert 3 and fitness instructor, which was 6 months. And then the other 6 months was to do the personal training, so that's Certificate 4. I got up to the last 3 assessments, which would have been 6 to 8 weeks out to finishing the whole thing. I chose to drink and I chose to experiment with other things while studying with that, so I didn't really pay much attention to studying, well, not as much as I should have. And what I mean by that is I could have had that under my belt and I could have started my own business with that, but I didn't have the intelligence or integrity to even begin thinking about a business or running my own business. For that sake, yes, I took that knowledge into the gym, and yes, I was training friends with the knowledge that I had, not for any cost for me at all, just for the appreciation of knowledge to share, even though I wasn't a professional. And pretty much as the years dragged on, my job profession got worse and worse. And what I mean by that is it went from moderate retail to labour. And then labour just went to no job. And that was over the span of 5, 6, 7 years. And I made all this money in labour and I blew it. I went out partying. I had nothing to show for myself. And then, so it was 18 to what? 24? 18 to 23, 18 to 24. And then when I went down into a rut, I had no job or nothing for about a year. And that's when I really started hitting the drugs and alcohol pretty hard. I mean, as life happens and you mature and you see other people beginning to be a success and you know that you're lingering behind, but that's where you want to be because you don't get off your ass and do something about it. Now, I don't have any regrets at all. No regrets, period. I mean, I'm stoked about everything that I did because I've learned I have a life experience up until that date. What I mean by this video is that I'm over it now. I've been there and done that. And I was talking to this other person, this chick the other day at Australian Institute of Fitness, talking about redoing a personal training course again. And I've said to myself a million times over things that I thought would have gotten me out of ruts, would have made me mentally strong, mentally motivated to do things that I wanted to do, that I thought I wanted to do. And what I said to her was, you're a smart girl, hence why you're in this position in the company or the institute that you're in at the moment. I chose to take the fun path. And when I said that, about half an hour later when I was driving home, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, whoa. I mean, self-admittance on that one, you know? So that's 27 years old, and then I say that. And I'm not comparing myself to anyone or nothing, but the 12, 15-year-old James didn't want to be the James that is in front of the camera right now. Not saying that anything's bad, but and if I could go back in time, sure, I would change a few things. If it come at the cost of not knowing certain lifestyle choices, then probably not. I don't know. That's just me. I was always a bit of a late bloomer. And the things that really hit hard with this is I was watching a video on YouTube and I follow this guy, Rich Piana. He's self-made. He's made millions of dollars as far as what I can tell. I mean, it doesn't matter to me anyways. But with $1 million comes extreme knowledge and experience. I mean, you can't make that much money if you're an idiot, you know? You can't have the house that he's portraying if you're an idiot. And the stuff that he's got and the stuff that he says, he said, if you're not willing to push yourself and do whatever it takes to get whatever goal you want to be, no matter whatever that is, health problems that could potentially stop you from doing what you want to do, it doesn't matter. If you want to do whatever it takes to get where you need to be, then do it. And then I was watching that, and I watched that a year ago, and you know, it made sense and stuff. But now, when reality's really starting to sink in, you know, I mean, I'm in a band that we're bringing out our first album very shortly. I mean, and to me, that's taken a couple of years too long, you know, and all this procrastinating and waiting for things to happen, it just sucks. And the last 2-3 weeks of me really sticking to a diet and a routine, achieving mini goals daily and weekly is way better than being intoxicated or high or on anything. It's, you know, the satisfaction in those little goals is awesome, and it's taken my mind off everything, you know. And just from him saying that, and then watching people like Furious Pete on YouTube as well. I mean, world record holder and everything. He's from what he's shown, he's had 2 battles with cancer during his whole success part of his life. And then before he was even moderately talented or famous, that earned him money, living like to be able to live off those skills, you know, he was extremely anorexic. And then the body that he's got now and the mentality that he's got now, it's one of those things where you can do whatever you want, or you can watch other people and you can really try to get mentally in there, but to do what they've done in your own world. But if you're not mentally there to be who you want to be, it's never going to happen. And I know, because I've done that for 6-7 years. I was like, I want to do this and I want to do that, and it was nothing. Did nothing. You know, I've just focused on having friends and keeping close to family and all that, and that's all well and good, but it's gotten me nowhere. Really, it really hasn't. The last couple of weeks, the last couple of months, I've just been admitting to myself and people that I've listened to for years and years, you know, maybe you should try this, you should try that. I've just gone, I'm not listening to you anymore. I'm doing what I want to do. And right now, I am extremely focused on reaching this weight goal, getting my body up to where I think it should be, and the strength that I know I have and the strength that I know I can gain, you know, entering strongman contests, you know, and what I'm focusing on now, and I'm really strict mentally about this, is I'm finishing my personal trainer's course. I'm starting that from scratch. No refresher courses. I've got to start it from scratch. I'm doing personal training, hopefully masters or a diploma in that. Nutritionist course. Because what's the point of being a personal trainer, saying do these exercises and do those exercises, if you can't give people that are paying for your time the proper knowledge of food and what to eat as well? And that's just not white rice and good rice, healthy and fatty foods. No, it's everything. It goes to glycemic indexes, it goes to carb cycling, it just everything, you know. You need to know the ins and outs, and that really, really gets me going. Like, I'm fired up just thinking about that. It's freaking awesome. And then on top of that, you got to do a business course. So why do a personal trainer's course and a nutritionist course if you're not even going to start your own business? I mean, you don't go through all that time just to better yourself. I mean, you do, but I'm not Einstein. I mean, that's not That's not a hobby for me. I got to take this seriously, and I am. And then on top of that, once I've got the personal training, the nutritionist course, the business course, so I know how to run my own freaking business, then I'm thinking about doing a massage course on top of that, because what do you do when you have sore muscles, for example? You gotta take time to rest them, and massages, cryotherapy, as in jumping in a pool of ice, for example. Anything sports injury related stuff. So that to me all makes sense. And what I'm saying is that out of the things that I'm trying to do, I'm down in my whole entire life. I'm down to two things. I'm down to focusing on this band, doing what needs to be done when I can do it, because obviously in a band situation I can't do everything all the time. I have to wait for things to happen, which is fine, because that's a hobby for me, and if it goes full time, it goes full time. I'll focus on that. But what I'm mainly going to be focusing on, because if that falls out, I can't rely on that, so I need to rely on something else, is the personal training situation with everything I just said. And what I'm getting out to say to anyone who watches this, and back to myself again, is just find out what makes you happy, do whatever it takes. Like Rich Piana said, watch motivational stuff. Don't watch motivational stuff. Just watch people who are successful, if you can find them, and find out what hardships they went around, and get emotionally attached to that. Because I was emotionally numb for a while, and until you start allowing yourself and admitting to yourself that you need to get emotionally attached with things again, you don't need to say it, you just need to feel those things. Once you do, it'll be a whole new level. And since I've been doing this diet for like 3-4 weeks now, it's great. It's been nothing but positive. So keep positive, get off your ass and go do things. Even if you just work out for an hour and a half a day, come back and sit on your ass all day, just do something. And plus, exercise makes you happy, right? But anyways, as usual, guys, if you have any comments, let me know. Jump on my Facebook page, talk to me, let me know what you want to see, and I'm going to try getting more involved in that. Sorry about this rant session, but it just needed to come out. It's things for me that I needed to express. So as always, guys, get big, get strong, and get gains. Haha.
Come on, bitch kids. Oh, shit.
Come on. Oh, you got him.